And now expose a group of shameless Labour MPs who are trying to charity wash the fact that they voted to let thousands of vulnerable pensioners freeze to death this winter.
So back in early December, there was a vote to annul the bill that would remove winter fuel allowance. It was a Labour bill, so the Labour whip, which is the threat to remove people from the Labour Party if they don't vote for the bill, in this case against the bill to remove the bill, meant that most Labour MPs would vote for it. 348 of them voted no to remove the bill. So in other words, they're keeping it. And in that way, they keep their jobs in the Labour Party and they keep their seats a lot safer than they would be as an independent MP. But that would then damn the pensioners to lose their winter payments. Some exceptions to this, Labour abstainers, which we'll show you a bit later.
They are Barry Gardner of Brent West, Margaret Mullane of Dagenham and Rainham, Frank McNally of Coatbridge and Bells Hill, Olivia Blake in Sheffield Hallam, Sarah Champion of Rotherham and Fabian Hamilton, Leeds North East. Also, Mark Seward, the MP for Leeds South West and Morley, Clive Betts of Sheffield South and Derek Twigg of Widnes and Halewood. Now, there are others, like Hilary Benn, who abstained on that vote.
So the list of Labour MPs that actually voted to keep winter fuel payments is very short. John Tickett there. In terms of abstainers, we've got 52 Labour abstainers. Some very famous names there. You've got Hilary Benn and Diane Abbott amongst them. Effectively, they didn't do a lot for the cause for winter fuel payments just by making excuses not to be there. I mean, there might have been some real ones. We've got two there in the middle, Rachel McCaskill and Annie MacDonald, who actually did a separate video on where they did the maths for Keir Starmer, really, and said that there wouldn't be a lot of money generated from this programme. But these 52 didn't really help.
But all of them voted to take the winter fuel payment away from pensioners, despite the fact that Labour's own risk assessment said 4,000 people could die. They voted to consign people in their 80s and 90s to a miserable death this winter. But now I can reveal that they are trying to absolve themselves of this utter disgrace by being Age UK champions. Local residents were sent an email like this one saying, "I'm delighted to say that your MP, Mark Seward, is now an Age champion. It says that he'll be standing up for old people in Parliament, despite the fact that he voted for the stripping of the winter fuel payment." Now, one man raised this with Age UK, saying, "How can you let them try to cleanse their reputation like this?" So here's the response. Your MP voted for the change to the winter fuel payment. Although you might be disappointed by this, with a strong majority and the threat of losing the whip, some MPs felt that they had to vote with the government in order to stay in the party. All right? Now, when you go to Age UK's website, the first thing you see is this, a petition to save the winter fuel payment for struggling pensioners.